In this lecture, we're going to look at how we can make our bones visible through our meshes. So a lot of the time you want to actually put your bones inside of your mesh so that it's really easy to use the bones to control it. But that can lead to us placing the bones inside of a solid object, which makes the bone invisible. We're going to learn how we can keep our bones visible even while they are inside of a mesh. So let's log into Blender. So the first thing we're going to do here is I deleted my previous bone, so I'm going to create a new bone with Shift A, Armature, Single Bone. As a reminder, I'm going to go to Bone and I'm going to name this bone Spine and enter. Next, I'm going to, along the Z axis, raise it up into the body. Now, it's now inside of our human. That means we cannot see it. Now, there are several ways we could make this visible. For example, we could just go to our viewport shading and go to wireframe, and that makes it quite visible. But this might not be what we want. We might want to see it as a full object. So, also if you notice, the bone itself is in wireframe mode, which may or may not suit you for what you're doing. So, what we need to do is we need to go into Solid View and go to the Data Properties panel, which is our armature panel, and if we go down to where it says display, we have an option here called X-ray. If we left click X-ray, you can now see that our bone is visible through our mesh. So it's ideal to have this on at all times. There are very few situations where you would rather have this switched off. Bear in mind that bones behave in the same way in terms of rendering as light sources and cameras do. So basically, no matter how many bones you create, whether you create it inside or outside of your mesh, your bones will not appear in rendered images or animations because they are not classed as mesh objects.